What's poppin'? You know how we moving, man. Tight Colosseum in the building. Yeah, my two co-hosts, they don't need no introduction. Firestone, Marako, and yours truly. Let's get it. Okay, now tighten up. It's a Colosseum. Fake people, you'll never see them. Everybody authentic, dog. You can join to it, just take a DM. Everybody in the city rocking, it don't take much to be loved. I scared the doctor on my last visit with that two-tone in my blood. We don't play around, we just hold it down. They scared to play us on our side of town. Say we going through a rebuild, but are we really going through it, man? Stacking up on our receiving core, I don't see a ball going through their hands. Creeping up on our division rivals, they gon' really think that we the boogeyman. F the Ravens and the Texans, Jaguars and the Coast too. Real talk, if anybody not rocking that two-tone blue, you can catch us on a podcast. We gon' keep it real, we gon' speak fast. Always live on game day, we like Mike Keith when he yell sag. T-I-T-A-N-S, Coliseum. We be chillin' in the front row, it don't take much for you to go and see him. T-I-T-A-N-S, Coliseum. Everybody authentic, dog, you can join to it, just take a deal.
You know what time it is. It's the Titan Colosseum podcast. Tighten the f*** up. Let's go. Yeah, motherfucker. You know what time it is. Welcome to the Titans Colosseum podcast. Man, I know y'all seen that fire-ass intro, man. Fellas, what's fire?
Yeah, that was fire, bro. Hey, fire, so you did your thing with that one, bro. That's fire. You did your thing with that one.
That's the first time I've seen it. Amazing. Like, I was over here like, I was getting it.
That move hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He did his thing.
Man, you threw the song to me. I was like, bro, I gotta make sure I bring something good with this, man. Threw in little tricks and little sprinkles here and there. But hey, man, I just had to live up to the hype of the song, bro.
I gotta know how you do all that. That's insane.
Hey, man, Marako brought the hype, man. You know, Marako brought that hype, man. I had to go in when I heard that. I was going to the studio and I'm like, I said, Marako, go on, send me that yell. Give me that hype, bro. I'll hear it. Yeah,
hey,
said, all right.
your next single you put out, you need to have that in it too.
Yeah, I would do it for every single that come out, I guess, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be the tag.
It'll be like the new DJ Khaled, but it's just him.
So hard,
You'll hear that.
Man, we most definitely gonna have to line something up, man. But hey, that's enough about that intro, man. Y'all gonna be seeing that each and every week, man. Like I said, welcome to the Titan Colosseum podcast, man. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. We ain't finna hold y'all. We finna go ahead and introduce our very special guest for the night, our family. He in the building. He the co-host of the 615 podcast. Everybody give it up for Tyler King.
Yes,
I know, man. I feel like we're all family now.
Hey, you know you're always welcome on this show.
Absolutely.
We locked in, man, forever, man. Hey, tell the people, man, what you got going on before we get started, though.
So recently, I'm actually now the co-host of the 615 podcast with my guy Lee Hillis, which is great. Tomorrow night, actually at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, we will be doing. We're going to tackle the defense tomorrow. Last week we tackled the offense, so we'll be going over the Titans on the podcast as well. So that's what tomorrow is going to look like for us. And every week, normally it's Tuesday or Thursdays. Most of the time, I think it's going to be on Tuesdays, but you can catch us on there.
For sure. Hey, shout out to Kim, man, in the building. Shout out to Angelica, Julie, William, Michael, everybody that's out there watching tonight, man. Like I said, appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. We finna get to this two-tone business. Hey, mandatory mini camps, week 1, out the way. We going into the last week of it. It's open to the media tomorrow. And we're going to start it off with you, Tyler. Whose stock is up and whose stock is down, in your opinion?
Well, obviously, from what we've all been talking about, it's sounding like Burke's stock is up, not in just the receiving angle, but also in special teams apparently now. And I mean, as far as on the other end of it, I mean, I think I haven't heard anything about Phillips. You know, I think like we always have said, I think he's about I think he's about done. So, I mean, other than that, though, I mean, obviously the rookie. Did y'all see his press conference, Latham?
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
man.
We talking about
Even though he's a rookie, I mean, I could listen to that man talk all day, and everything he said, I love to say, like, hear him say it. When he said, talks about like carrying the players' helmets and like how he's cool with it, and it's not like a hierarchy thing. Like he just knows that's his role, no matter how like good he is, whatever. So I mean that's kind of where I'm at with all of that right now.
Hey, shout out to Byron Wilson, man. Be Will. Make sure y'all head over to LionsDenBeerCollection.com. See how I nailed this shit, Firestone? LionsDenBeerCollection.com, man. I'm on it tonight, man.
Hey, man, look at you. Bravo.
RJ, talk to him.
What you talking about for the in the game, right? So like I said, you guys heard the intro, man. We got man, yeah, 1993 out on top of having a new intro. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what to call it. I'm just gonna call it TITA and it's Colosseum, I guess. I don't know what to call it and everything. But hey, I'm gonna come up with a title for it and we'll be able to talk, you know what I'm saying, promote a little bit better. We ain't put it on Apple Music yet, so you know.
Yeah, big thing popping, man.
But
go ahead, Firestone.
With what winners and losers of this week, Traylon has to be up there, but another one for me too is Caleb Farley, because I mean I don't think we expect him to be out there, and in some of the plays how aggressive he is being, you know, we didn't think this was going to come just yet, and to see him come and play and be on the field and be as active as he is really inspiring and great to see after everything he's been through with back injuries and then the personal stuff as well. So that's been really nice to see for him. But yeah, Kyle Phillips is kind of the one, like it's not, you're not really seeing too much. You're not really hearing too much with everything that's comes in. These other wide receivers in the room are going to have to step up now. This wide receiver room got crowded. So y'all have the most to prove right now. They brought in rookies. They brought in a rookie. They brought in 2 free agent signings. Traylon's there. Kyle Phillips is there. Mason Kinsey's there. Colton Dow's there. So NWI is there. Y'all's going to have to figure out where your role is going to be and going to have to figure it out real quickly. So the fact that we're not really hearing anything about Kyle Phillips these past couple of days and couple of weeks is kind of an alarming thing for me as well.
Yeah, man. Somebody you are hearing about though is Juwan Jackson. I mean, he has come in and he's looking the part, man. I mean, they was, you know, people were expecting him to be, you know, the punt returner, kickoff returner, in which, you know, he's got the speed and out there running routes. I mean, he don't look all too bad. And like you said, Firestone, the other guys, they're gonna have to step up because I mean these guys are coming in and they pushing for spots. And another person pushing for a spot is Sadiq Charles, another guy, like we said last week. He was looked at as a depth piece, but this guy may be a legitimate starter. Tyler, your thoughts on Sadiq Charles?
I think all of that is, to be honest with y'all, I'm not saying I disagree. I just still look at that as kind of a question mark. That offensive line, just in general, you know, just, I don't know, man. I haven't looked too much into him like as of late. So
I'll tell you this, there's a little bit of stats on him. So 2023 offensive snaps, he played 643, which is 57th. He had 3 penalties, which was tied for 43rd, and 4 sacks allowed, which was tied for 20th. So it's a little bit, it is an improvement. Yes, it is an improvement for what the line is. Now, if it was just last year's line, it would be automatic starter. But we've made some changes this year, so it's a high probability that he could be a starter, but it's also a high probability he could be a backup too. You got to beat out Brunskill and Redunce now, because and NPF. I think those are the 4 guys that's going to be the guard right tackle situation, right?
And apparently, from what I've heard, Radens is like actually but I've actually heard from, well, this is also from like the radio and stuff. It sounds like from, you know, that on 104.5 when they were talking about it, they said that he's like gotten bigger. He looks really improved. So, but at the end of the day, like I've never been a Radens fan, so That's why I said that whole. I mean, that really, if you think about the offensive, that's what we're thinking about right now. Is kind of that area and that position. You know what I mean? So, I think we're gonna have to see what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
What was you saying, RJ?
For sure.
I was saying that for what I've been hearing, that Sadiq Charles probably going to be the starter. But if we find a starter out of that, John Oak, if we find somebody find a starter with Sadiq Charles, and then what's that other guy, John? I want to say
John Oak. Keep it simple.
John O. Yeah, I say John O.
Yeah,
if them guys are on the right side and it works, my goodness, you know what I'm saying? That's a heck of an improvement. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at what we just going through from last year to this year, man. But
I'll take anything.
Yeah,
as an
like,
improvement.
They join automatic scorer, man.
I'll take anything is better than last year. We're good.
And to be in this situation,
I can't watch that anymore, bro. I'm sorry, I can't watch another season with a bad O line. It's just
that
not
Browns
even. It's not
game
even
last
watchable.
year.
And it's good to know now that, like, or instead of last year where we're like, we got to figure out this whole O-line. It's like, okay, we got to figure out who's going to be the right guard and who's the right tackle. Not like, oh, we got to find these guys. It's okay, which out of this crew is going to be it? Because we do have a cast that you should be able to find a good right tackle and a good right guard out of these supporting 5-6 players, maybe. Because who was the dude we had in the last year too? He played left tackle for us, but I think he was like 6th, 7th rounder too. Offensive lineman.
Jalen
Duncan too. So,
Duncan.
Yeah.
So who don't even say if maybe he plays out there, they try him at right tackle. He might even go in the right tackle. Like, we have a bunch of guys that we can plug and play in at these other two that we don't have to force nobody. You just have to win the job now. Like, we don't feel like we got to deal with, oh, hey, we got to deal with Andre Dillard, or oh, we got to deal with Aaron Brewer here, rather than y'all just go win the job. Somebody got to go win.
Like, there's actually a competition now is basically what you're saying. Like, which is normally it's just let's hope to God these people stay healthy. And obviously we know our track record with health. So
for sure. Shout out to Corey D, man. Go ahead, RJ.
Yeah, I agree with what he's saying, man. Our right tackle might not even be on the current roster right now because, like I said, after training camp's done, man, after preseason's done, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be players that get from all over the place, you know what I'm saying, because everybody's going to get cut, you know what I'm saying. We got to get the roster down to 53, and we may pick up a gym or something, you know what I'm saying. We're going to be watching film trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think you were talking about that last week, I think. Yeah.
So, most definitely. We can find somebody free agency. Like, it's not hard to find a right tackle. Now, left tackle, we're not going to find that. You're not going to find that. Everybody.
Not as hard.
No, it's like you were saying. When it comes to that left tackle spot, it's like you have to draft that like top. You got to have a top pick because you don't see left tackles going on the market. Most left tackles are signing 10-year deals.
Nah, they staying.
Yeah, they ain't going anywhere. So
yeah, I'm saying, like, with a left tackle, like 9 times out of 10, you usually don't go wrong with them because their position doesn't, like, it's a technically sound position, but like they're not hard to teach and be there for 10 years. You get what I'm saying? Because you can get better.
You got to protect that blind side.
Yeah, like that's why I was so big on Joe Alt and all, making sure that we draft a lineman in this last draft, because I'm like, man, we need protection, bro. Like, we couldn't block it all. Like, and I love Malik Neighbors. And Malik Neighbors is probably going to be Odell Beckham type dog, man, for the Giants, man. But at the same time, man, I knew if we got Malik Neighbors, I'm like, how are we gonna fix our left tackle? Like, you know what I'm saying? How we gonna throw him the ball? So I never understood the hype between to get one Malik Neighbors over a lineman. Like, I thought it was dumb to me,
Man, it's the highlight videos, man.
I don't think there was any
other. Bro. It was that NBA young boy in the background, bro. Get there every time.
Hey, and don't forget, we also traded for in the request of Bill Callahan, we traded for Leroy Watson, which is a tackle too from Cleveland Browns too, and that was one dude Bill was asking for. So we do got a good group here that was going to fight for just 2 positions out here on this team with one of the best.
They're going to get better as the season progresses. I say that most definitely.
Yeah,
because Bill Callahan gonna make sure that he got as many bodies as he needs, the bodies that he needs, and they're gonna get better because he's teaching them. You know what I'm saying? Especially Latham. Latham's gonna get better, like, especially being taught under Bill Callahan.
Bro, it feels so good not having to worry about the old.
I know they're saying Latham's like they're having to tell him to almost get off the damn field because he just wants to keep getting reps and reps and reps, which I love to hear that,
Yeah,
we're gonna get in. It's another level, man.
Right. Shout out to Devin Titan Store. And D Majors in the house, man. Hey, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Michael want to know about safety. And yeah, Jared still, I ain't heard the shout out from the day, man. But Jared, if you see this one, man, come on over here, man. Come on,
man. We want you on the show, man.
Yeah, man, it ain't gonna be nothing but a great time, man. Come on up over here, get off all your conspiracy theories and everything else you can't say on the radio. You can say that shit here, man. Come on to the Colosseum, Jared. But
that was awesome.
Safety, man. I ain't gonna lie. I think we're gonna pick up a safety right before training camp. They're not in a rush to sign anyone right now. And when that time does come, I expect them to look at Marcus May and, all the other top safeties available in free agency.
And also, go ahead.
I would say I think that they're going to see where Elijah Molden is going to bring as a safety. I really can't name all of our safeties right now, but they also Elijah Mojo got up his sleeve, man. And then, I mean, nobody in the league is in the rush to sign a safety. Justin Simmons still ain't been picked up. Marcus May ain't been picked up. All these other guys as a safety still ain't been picked up. Like, people not in a rush for safety, man. It's just not an impact position like that, man, for people. Unless you got, like, Troy Polamalu or something, man. Like, it's really no purpose to be in a rush to try to get a safety,
And I don't think the safeties are in any rush to sign either. They know the market's cold right now. Why would you hurry up and sign to get with a team when training camp might come up and you're not hoping for it, but it happens. Injuries happen, and a team might have somebody that they thought they have get hurt, and now your value just went up real quick. So there's no sense in signing ASAP. They're going to sign before preseason, but it's not. I don't think they're in a rush. Neither them nor the teams are in a rush right now. Everybody knows where the market's at. We're going to do evaluation, and they're just going to hope that the market maybe goes up a little bit higher in the meantime. But I don't see either side in a rush to hurry up and get a contract in.
Mm-hmm. Hey, shout out to Trisha for the share. Hey, like I said, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about it, blah, blah, blah. Corey said the longer this goes, I think it's going to be made. He knows that scheme. He can hit the ground running. RJ, so would you be mad with signing Marcus, man?
No, I think he's a good player. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people saying that he's better than Justin Simmons. And you're going to look at the tape, man. I mean, Justin Simmons, he isn't in Pro Bowl form anymore. You know what I'm saying? He's still a good player, but he's not in Pro Bowl form anymore. But Marcus May, I mean, he does well too. He can hit and he can play coverage really well. So I wouldn't be mad if we got either one,
Gotcha. So let's get into week 2 at mini count. I mean, we've done a lot of talking about some guys who stock may be up, who stock may be down or whatnot. But who needs to finish strong this week right here, man? Who's the guy that's gotta come in and light it up? He's got to give the coaches something to say, you know what? We might have something with this guy going forward.
Honestly, I'm gonna make I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think Malik's gonna have to show up. I know that's not like but I think
talk to him.
I truly do. Sorry,
that's a good thing though.
Yeah, I was like, there's bugs. But yeah, so I mean, I haven't heard much about. I mean, honestly, like, and I've heard things about Rudolph, and I could see us giving him his walking papers and just picking up, somebody like you were talking about, like once preseason's over, just getting somebody like hoping that we don't get to that point,
Mm-hmm.
And also I'm thinking about this too, mainly because, and nothing against Malik. Well, I mean, I guess it's just the truth. He wants to sling that thing, and my personal opinion, I'm not truly confident in Malik's passing accuracy and things like that. So I would say I think Malik needs to have a very good camp, preseason, everything. Like, I truly do.
Firestone, how you feel about it?
Go ahead, RJ. Go ahead.
All right, I was gonna say what y'all touched on earlier. I'm gonna say Kyle Phillips, man, because I mean we got Jaquan Jackson, Mason Kinsey, you got, you know what I'm saying, Traylon Burks is gonna play some slot as well. Like you gonna have to do something, man, or they're gonna cut you. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't seen nothing from Kyle Phillips. And like even the Titan media not really focused on Kyle Phillips.
I mean,
like I seen Mason Kinsey get a video today. Like
he looked good.
Him catching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Mason Kinsey look like they might actually use him. So
that's honestly, I'm one of the biggest Mason Kinsey fans, actually. Like, not only because I've like talked to him personally, but just because he's awesome. Like, I think I can't believe that. But now you got that Cali like offense, so I think he can fit into it. So
yeah,
we'll see.
And that kind of lines into two people I have that need to stand out in week 2, and one might be a head scratcher, like why, but Chigakwanko definitely need to, like, this wide receiver room got big. You got a bunch of targets in there that is nice and shiny for this offense, and this once the sling it's easy to throw D-Hop and Calvin and Tyler Boyd, who I knew, and Traylon Burks, who's already been exciting this new staff. And we got Tony Pollard back here and Tajah. It's easy to get forgotten this offense. Go out there and remind them who you are. Remind them that they still need a tight end in this offense. So don't get out there and get caught up with all these other players and watching. Go out there and make plays too, and remind them that, hey, tight end is still here too. Another position for me or person is Kenneth Murray. You just need to go out there and go fly around. Go show them why. There's a lot of people that got a lot of doubt in you, and I believe in you. I believe in what you do. I saw what you did in Oklahoma. I just don't think you had a fair shot over there in the Chargers. Ain't nobody on that defense got better at that Chargers. Ain't in that whole coaching staff. So I think he'll finally be able to do what he needs to do here, which is fly around, see ball, hit ball, and just play freely while Cedric Gray can go there and run the defense and be the green dot. So I want to see Kenneth Murray come out this week, make some plays, and shock the coaching staff that, hey, okay, he can make reads and he can get to the ball and he got some good play recognition.
Hey, shout out to everybody who just jumped in here. Stevie, you got our OG Ken Moore. Y'all make sure y'all follow Ken Moore on all his social media platforms. Watch the Danger Zone. Hey, content fire. Shout out to
hey, come on. Hey, what happened this year? What happened? We can talk about them hook 'em horns. Man, we can talk about them.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, tell us Devontae
Switch. Turned up on.
So I
do that.
I was gonna say something earlier, but I went to DeAndre Hopkins' birthday party, man, on Saturday, man, and I seen everybody there, man. I seen Devondre Sweat, I seen Malik Willis, so I got to shake up with all these guys, man, and I seen Son Haskins, and the craziest one that I saw there was one that we all wanted in the off season, man. I looked up to him, I was like, dog. I was at the bar buying a drink, man. I turned and looked, man. It was T. Higgins, man. I started talking with T. Higgins.
Oh wow!
Yes, bro. I talked to him, man, and Corey was in there too, though. He was in there. And I talked with T. Higgins.
I was like, man, y'all don't know what I should have went.
Yeah, man. I felt that's why I called you in the morning. I said, damn, I should invite you, bro. So I talked with T. Higgins. I basically told him, like, man, I wanted you to be a Titan so bad, man. But I get it, man. They put the franchise tag on you. Like, I hope your contract gets settled. He was like, oh, it's gonna get settled. And, I wound up walking off. I talked to Jabari Small, who's also on. Well, man, I talked to him about, obviously the volunteers. We walked in with D-Hop. So like we couldn't get in for like the first 2 hours, and with D-Hop walked right past us. So we seen D-Hop, we seen him walk up the stairs. I was like, man, forget it. We just gonna follow him. So we followed him upstairs with this whole entourage, man. It was crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah. Keith throw them parties, man. Even as well.
RJ saw that. Was like, hey, we just gonna blend in. We're gonna act like we supposed to be here. Ain't nobody gonna know.
Yeah. Hey, that ain't the first time. I'm a witness to that right now. That blended in. Got that RJ throw that smile on the motherfucker. Got that get your ass right through the door. But man, I want to get to this question up there from Jack Ripper. How worried are y'all about Sweat? Scale of 1 to 10. I'm for slight hiccup. Yeah, I'll probably say about a 4-2. I mean, I'm not too concerned about him, but I definitely want to see him out there now. If we get into training camp and he's missing, a lot of practices, yeah, I'm gonna be more worried than that. It's gonna be to probably about a 7. But right now, I keep it at a 4 or even a 3.
I'm not one bit worried about the Devontae. I'm not worried about no D lineman or O lineman right now. They ain't got pads on. You're not gonna tell what you got on in them trenches until them pads get on, man. That's the whole purpose of those positions.
Of course, he walked in with Yachty.
Hey
man, y'all some slick ass motherfuckers, man.
Shabuzi was in there too, though. Shabuzi was in there. If anybody that like country music, man.
See, man, damn. See,
it was star-studded
right now, man.
It was
fly shit, man.
Jackson looks like our tank there. He looks pretty slick. Hey, man, look, man. Like I told y'all when we got this dude, man, all you got to do is go back and watch the tape. I mean, we had some of our fellow fans kind of upset because we passed on what's his name, Malik Washington or whatever. Once I cut on that Juwan Jackson tape, I was like, I see what they see. I mean, this dude right here, he's got that home run speed. Like, if you put that guy in the open field, he's going to make somebody miss, most definitely. And he's probably going to run off and leave them. So I'm happy with that pick right there. And I think a lot of our fellow fans going to be happy too once they see him out there on the field. But y'all ready to move
Malik Washington done?
Say again.
Say what now?
What has Malik Washington done in these OTAs? I ain't heard nothing from him.
No. And too, like nothing. When they came after the draft, and they was talking about why they drafted Jackson too, and they was talking about, with the new kickoff return being or not a concern, but a thought process in drafting him as well. That made me realize, like, okay, they know also how he is, because you go watch his tape on, it's just, hey, get the ball in his hands, let him make a play. You don't have to go out here and go really real scheme, go be diabolical with your game plan to get him open, get him the ball, let him go make a play. And kick return, that new style kick return they're gonna have this year, he is ideal, one of the guys to be back there. That's why another thing for Kyle Phillips is a concern, because they brought in Tyler Boyd for slot. That's your position. They got Jackson, they drafted, talking about being at return. That's your position. They talking about Traylon Burks getting a position at special teams. That's your position. You're gonna have to figure out how to get back in this game plan.
Yeah. So I just go ahead, Tyler. You ain't talked yet.
Real quick about these new kickoff rules. I feel like this is not, I feel like those kickoff rules are going to change the entire way of this game, because, and to be honest with you, I had to sit there and I ended up watching a video on it. I was like, okay, so here I'm like, so if this happens and this, it took me a second. And then once I realized it, and then when I heard Callie talking about it, when he was talking about Traylon, when he said we could even see other running backs back there. Mm-hmm. I mean, he even said it's not something for your classic kickoff returner now. And also, are we going to see, is this going to cause those more high scoring games? I mean, the importance of your kick returner now, I do too, but I'm just saying the importance of your kick returner now is bigger than it's ever been because of that exact reason.
I bet you.
I think at some point, man.
Go ahead.
This goes to the college game. Say they put it in college. Okay, it's safe. We put it in college because at this point, I'm okay with putting a star player back there. I put Calvin Ridley back there. But if we lose in the game, if we have one 13-10 type games, bro, and I know we need something in that kick return to get us going, put Calvin Ridley back there. You know what I'm saying? Put our fastest guy back there. You know what I'm saying? Put our best player back there because we need to play. You know what I'm saying? And then if you ain't got to worry about these, all they doing is running through a hole, man, and tackling, bro. It's not like they getting hit at 100 miles an hour now. You gonna see the Cordell Patterson's about to be good. I'm mad we still could have got him.
I wonder what plan the opposing teams are gonna use mostly on the actual kick itself now. As far as
from what I know, there's only so many now from how they can kick off on strategy of how you're going to kick it. So you're really just going to be about how you kick that ball, knuckleball. You gonna air it? You putting that backspin on it? How you gonna put some spin to affect them on that kick? Because they kind of limited where you can kick it. Squig kick ain't really a thing for it no more. You got to kick it back there to them. If you're onside, and you got to let them know you're onside, and so you really just got to kind of put a spin on the ball. But I'll also say now with this new kickoff rules, I bet you see a lot more Music City Miracle type plays happening in the future as well too. You're going to see a lot more stuff like that because that just
a lot of flips and shit. Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, Lord knows we need that right there. But shout out to D.O.S. in the building. Shout out to Tony, Nicholas. Hey, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Y'all ready to take a little trip around the league?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's do it there. Mike Tomlin. Hey, OG been holding it down since forever. And he going to continue to hold it down with a 3-year contract extension from the Steelers. Tyler, your thoughts on Mike Tomlin and where does he rank amongst current head coaches in your opinion?
Man, with him, to be honest with you, I'm actually shocked about the 3-year signing a little bit. So I want to say that first. I think he's been great in everything, but as far as I mean, if you think about the Steelers' past teams as far as of recent, I kind of look at it as like I kind of classify a head coach being great depending on the players he has and what he does with what he has. When he had the great players, everything was good, right? But when he just had the mediocre ones, well, we get kind of a wishy-washy season. So I don't look at him as like a top, like all-time or anything like that. Now, y'all might disagree, but I personally don't.
Yeah, because I think
RJ, Firestone, you go.
Well, you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers history. I think they've only had 4 head coaches in their franchise history. Like they've only had 4 head coaches, so like it makes sense. I mean, it's how they've moved, and they've gotten to 6 Super Bowls doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like that. Like, I mean, it's just showing you that they're just consistent. They're gonna consistently be what they are. Pittsburgh Steelers. So. I'm happy for Mike Tomlin. I mean, he's shown, man, he's never had a losing season, man. Like, I mean, granted, he's had some 9 and 8s, but he's never had a losing season in Pittsburgh, man. He deserves that contract. I mean, as much as however you feel about him, you think he's too old for this type of game, man. Every time you play the Steelers, you know what time it is, man. You can be hard hitting. They got their own brand of football, man. So, like I said, Dad's still a fan. He loves Mike Tomlin. So.
Yeah, I will say, Tyler, I am surprised about it though, because it just felt like towards a couple of these past season, it kind of felt like the Steelers wasn't happy with Tomlin, and I agree. I think Tomlin is a good coach. I love him as coach, winning coach. Don't go down to that, but it was feeling like, damn, they really about to let Mike Tomlin go. Are we really about to watch Vrabel, Belichick, Mike Tomlin, and Pete Carroll go all in the same year?
Right.
Before the Brian Kelly and stuff. That's what I was thinking. I was like, we about to see all this. So them re-sign them lets me know, it's like, okay, that's good, because we've heard so many players talk highly of him. Ryan Clark talks highly of him. Nate Washington talks highly of him. I mean, Le'Veon Bell talks. Ben, I mean, the list goes on and on. So I could just seen keeping him around, but now it's the fact that you got to get some people in there that can help him get some talent there, because that's been the issue. Getting talent for the Steelers has been their biggest issue. It ain't been coaching, because even with their lack of talent, this dude still ain't had a losing season, and that's incredible within itself. So get somebody who gets him some talent, but not too much talent, because he's still the AFC and we need to beat him. So fuck them. But
I'm tired of losing to the Steelers too, bro. I'm tired. We always losing them. Like, it never fails.
Yeah, it's that curse, man, stumping that tile. But for me, man, I don't even think it boils down to talent. It boils down to one thing and one thing only, and that's a quarterback. That's literally, to me, all the Steelers need. All Mike Tomlin needs is that quarterback. Ever since Big Ben retired, I mean, shoot, you already know what time it is with Kenny Pickett. He's no longer in Pittsburgh. They, went through it with Mason Rudolph, which Mason Rudolph is Will Levis's backup now. Now they're rolling the dice on Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. And I just think with this situation right here, If this don't work out, I think if that situation don't work out, that's when Tomlin will be relieved of his duties.
Hey, speaking of that, I've got a question for y'all. I'm still honestly confused at the Wilson and Fields signing, or not the Wilson or whatever, but like I'm confused with the Fields signing there. I think
they traded for Fields. I think Fields is going to be the future. He's going to be the
future.
It
was it was kind of almost. I mean, it's not as similar, but it was almost like when Penix went to the Falcons. I was just and Cousins signed. I guess that's like you said. I guess it's the same situation where it's like they're just preparing for the future.
A lot of people saying that was a dumb trade. I mean, a dumb draft pick. And I'm sorry, I don't know if I agree with that. I really like Michael Penix. I think if he's sitting on the bench,
I do too.
Over a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That only problem that I have with Michael Penix is just his injury history. Like if he can just take 2 years to work on his freaking body, you know what I'm saying? And he know the game and he make every throw. You know what I'm saying? And do you look at Kirk Cousins, who right now is, to me, in my opinion, we've said a top 10 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? The Falcons really just needed a quarterback. So, I feel like they're gonna win the division this year. I got them actually winning the NFC South. So I think they're better than Tampa Bay and they're better than the Saints. So I like what the Falcons have done so far. A lot of people are saying it's stupid, but I like what they've done.
Bro, I didn't like that Penix pick at all, and I didn't like it for Penix. No, because like how you
just like it for him.
All this money that is going to come out here and play. Okay, he might get hurt or might get injured, but all the question marks you have for Kirk Cousins in that situation that you say could happen for Penix to start is also all the same question marks you have for Penix, period. Like, can you stay healthy? Can you play? Are you going to be able to? So I didn't like that for him to be in that situation that's behind a QB and he's old too. By the time he finally gets like 2 years fit on his body, he's already going to be almost a 30-year-old quarterback, if not a 30-year-old quarterback, right? So it just wasn't the ideal situation for him, for me, in my opinion. I wish he would have gone somewhere else where it was more of an ideal situation that somebody is either going out or this team is in a rebuild for a couple of years, because I don't know if he's ever going to get a fair chance at being a starting QB.
And what he's saying,
all this works. Go ahead, Tyler.
I just real quick with you saying that, and as Titans fans, just to go back to that, when we hear that a player is injury prone, I don't give a damn who it is. We're like, nope. We're not, like when I hear the word, even if it's not about the Titans, I'm just like outside, like living my life and hear the word injury and just cringe and think about the Titans. Like, you know what I mean? Like anybody injury prone. So yeah, I agree with what he said.
The only reason what I say that is just because, like, man, I really believe in Michael Penix's game. I mean, he took Washington to a national championship. Like, the dude can play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He can play. And I just look at it like this, though. Like, if he can, he's not the type of quarterback you want playing right now. Him or Bo Nix, you don't want them playing right now. But they can become good if they go to the right situation. I don't think Bo Nix went to the right situation. I think Michael Penix did, because he doesn't have to play right now. He doesn't have to play right away, and I don't think he's ready to play right away. Somebody would have took him and tried to throw him out there, and he would have got hurt all the time. Like, nah, he needs to go and work on his body, man. Give him time to work on his body. Let Kirk Cousins keep failing in the playoffs, and when it's Penix's turn, he might get them over the hump. You never know.
Yeah, I understand where Atlanta coming from with it. I mean, they trying to develop a quarterback the right way, which is bring in a young guy, let him sit or whatnot.
The Green Bay Packaway.
Yeah, but with Kirk Cousins, I mean, that signing right there tells you that Atlanta is trying to compete. Atlanta is trying to win the NFC South, and I just feel like, I don't want to say they reached for Penix, but they definitely could have went and got Rome Meduzzi, and that right there would have been more beneficial to what they got going on right now, as opposed to, trying to draft a quarterback for the future. But like I said, man, I mean, if this ends up working out, I mean, if we really gonna be sitting up here talking about that Falcons being crazy for making that pick, now we're gonna be praising them.
Nah, so Marako, I mean, everybody said that the Packers were stupid for drafting Jordan Love. Did we all? I feel like every single one of us said that was the dumbest pick in that draft. And guess what? They went from one franchise quarterback to another one. that fast. He playing just like Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Like
for that?
Huh?
Didn't they trade up for that, or am I wrong?
I don't think they traded up. He got drafted.
Nah, they picked right before us. I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't remember the Titans to get him.
Everybody say something stupid in the beginning until they see that it actually. We all thought drafting Will Levis was dumb. We were like, "Oh man, that dude, he's trash." We had how many podcasts did we have saying Will Levis?
Draft night. Draft night. I was on with you, RJ. Draft night. We were live during that pick, and all of us were like, we were all like, "Just don't pick Levis." And sure enough, Levis like, yeah.
Oh, it was.
I remember we had about 6 different podcasts that Will Levis sucks.
No matter when you draft that QB, don't draft Levis.
Oh, the first time I was on here,
we all did. Exactly, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't judge these players until they actually play in the league, man. And you get to develop into it. See, what we didn't look at is what Will Levis can become. We're looking at what Will Levis was doing right now. You know what I'm saying? In the same way with Michael Penix is about what Michael Penix can become instead of what he is right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. You know,
but also the changing factor is there.
Why we was things about the future.
Yeah. Why I think though why we was looking at what Will Levis was is because of the coaching staff though. Now we can look at what Will Levis can become because we believe this coaching staff can actually develop a QB. So it makes us have a little bit of retrospect. Yes. So I guess that's the retrospect for Atlanta is if you think your coaching staff can actually develop this guy and then you use Kirk Cousins as a stepping stone, but still that's a lot of money to pay for a 2-year stepping stone QB, man. That's a lot of money in Kirk Cousins' pockets. Bravo to his agent.
Yeah, man. We're going to see what's going to happen in Atlanta, man. But y'all ready to keep this thing moving?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah,
yeah, man. We're going to talk about another high-profile draft pick, Marvin Harrison Jr., man. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing him with Kyler Murray. And his coach was talking about his work ethic last week. And, you know, he said something that made me think about, you know, another situation going on with a rookie. I mean, and it's actually a good thing, man. Firestone, don't we got a clip for him or something?
Yes, which one you want first?
Yeah, let's get to Marvin Harrison Jr. coach talking about his work ethic.
Shots. Explosives. Head coach for the Cardinals, former defense coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. and his work ethic at his press conference.
Yeah, he's extremely detailed. He does a lot of extra, probably too much. I'm going to be fighting him about that. And he's just like everybody else right now, kind of getting out there and making sure that he's going to make some mistakes and learning from his mistakes and, you know, understanding the thought process from Drew, the quarterback perspective, where he needs to be, all that stuff. So, yeah, I liked how he's jumped in, and he's doing a good job.
What are some of your downfalls? I work too hard. Yep. That's what Gannon's saying about
too much.
Yeah, I care too much. But the working too hard thing is kind of the story of Marvin Harrison Jr., right? Even since his Ohio State days, the general Bob Carpenter, who's a 40-year-old man who still runs sprints with these college kids somehow, he said in the morning he would go in, 5:30, 6 a.m. Marvin Harrison Jr. is in there on the jugs machine before the workout. And then at night he would go in, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Guess who was still there on the jugs machine? Marvin Harrison Jr. His dad is kind of giving him the game like, hey, hard work is the thing that will make you the best or be great. And he is certainly taking it to heart. That's why whenever he doesn't run a 40 and he doesn't jump and he doesn't work out his pro day and he doesn't do shit, there's some NFL teams that say, we don't care. We know what this guy's work ethic is. We've heard about it. It's almost to his detriment is what he's saying about a rookie. I love hearing that.
Man, look, man, we tried, man. We tried as hard as we could back before the draft, man, when all that was coming out about Marvin Harrison not running the 40. We were trying to say he was a diva. He was going to be, you know, toxic to any team that took him within the first 6 picks. But hey, The Cardinals wasn't trying to hear none of that, man. They went on ahead, scooped them up, 4th overall pick, and he has come in and he has done exactly what we thought Marvin Harrison Jr. would do, which is bust his ass, work hard, because it's in him. I mean, shoot, look at who his pops is, man. And man, his pops. In which I didn't think his pops had anything to say. Apparently, he had something to say. And we gonna all talk about this as one. Firestone, go ahead and roll that footage.
There is one thing that I wish he had from my game. You got to complain for ball. You got to complain. Monday morning, if I have 5 catches, 70 yards, we can't do nothing else till we have a meeting because I'm not getting the ball. That's it. Throw me the ball, period.
Be a bigger diva. That's the advice for your kid. Be the bigger diva. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I asked him what he would do if he were you, and his answer was, I would go in there and say, give me the ball.
Straight up.
To what degree have you started to demand the football more?
I mean, not much, really.
Exactly.
Not much.
And I have a different level of expectations for my kid.
So Marvin Harrison Sr. said his son need to go in there and be a diva. He needs to go in there and demand for the football. And I'm not going to sit up there and say Marvin is wrong, because, I mean, that's what a top wide receiver is supposed to do. They supposed to demand for the football. But first, we're going to talk about the work ethic, because when they mention his work ethic and how, you know, they feel like they need to tell him sometimes, you know, dial it back some or whatever, I got to think about J.C. Latham, because that's all we've heard around here is how hard J.C. Latham has been working. I mean, you know, heard the stories about him staying after practice. They pretty much have to kick him off the field. And then he says that, you know, he looked at Kobe Bryant's career and how Kobe would, you know, practice extra, because he felt like if he practiced twice as hard, he'll have, you know, just as much experience as, you know, a guy that's, you know, been in the league longer than him or whatever. But Firestone, your thoughts, man. Marvin Harrison Jr.'s work ethic versus J.C. Latham work ethic, and, you know, just what drives these guys to, you know, go the extra mile.
Yeah, and first, before I get into that, we're going to shout out to our sponsor. This segment is brought to you by Music City Autoplex, your go-to dealership with the highest rated Google review and the best prices within 500 miles. Are you in the market for a new or used car? Make sure to ask for Wilson. That's right. Ask for Wilson at Music City Autoplex, where you'll not only find the best deals, but also the best services. Remember your top-rated experience and unbeatable prices. Ask for Wilson and buy with confidence at Music City Autoplex. Visit today and drive away happy. Yeah, so no, I think it's just I love the work ethic. This is kind of some of the things we was talking about, like you said, like you kind of touched on, is that we wanted people that was going to be people that wanted to be in the gym, that wanted to work, that you didn't have to push. We had a lot of questions in the past that was like soft tissue issue type guys, or, you know, they didn't want to work through things. Guys, Jeffrey Simmons called some players out in the past. So we always was wanting guys that are just hard workers. So that's why we was preaching about J.C. Latham, or about Marvin Harrison Jr. so much. But seeing how J.C. Latham works out here in the field is so much similarities to me, because they're damn near trying to kick him off the field. You seen that first day he had with Bertha. Then afterwards, he's out there on the field working back. This machine ain't getting the best with me. I'm leaving here once I figure this thing out. Those are the things you love to see, the dogs, the fight, and the grit in those players. That's when you're talking about they have it, that's that it factor. J.C. Latham has it. Marvin Harrison has it. I am just glad he's in the NFC, so we ain't got to deal with another damn dog in the AFC.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, if we had to deal with Marvin Harrison Jr., I think we'll be out here stressed right now.
We already had to deal with one, not two, bruh.
Yeah, I'm done with the Harrisons.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. I'll say this though. I like I said, we all think that Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably going to be one of the best receivers. I probably did. to play the game. You know what I'm saying? We're probably gonna look back and like, man, him and his daddy, man, they tore up the league. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, his dad's already a Hall of Famer, but I feel like Marvin Harrison Jr. has every bit to be a Hall of Famer. You see the work ethic that he's putting in on top of the talent that he already has. I have no problem with. I don't know if we touching on this subject, but I have no problem with him calling for the ball. I mean, Kobe called for the ball. LeBron calls for the ball. Every great Michael Jordan called for the ball. Marvin Harrison, T.O. Every
Randy.
great, you know what I'm saying? Randy Moss, he got when he's killing, when he know he got a mismatch, throw me the damn ball. You feel me? And that's what he wants to get out of his son, man. I mean, I feel like the only great that I've seen that didn't call for the ball was Larry Fitzgerald. He's probably the only one that I know. You know, on top of my head, probably didn't call for the ball like that. He just went out there and did his job. You know, so I just don't. I feel like his dad is leading him into the right, trying to make him great, man. He wants him to be better than what he was. So
yeah, he's trying to lead him to be a leader and stuff like that too. And to touch on that point, like you're talking about RJ, like, can you imagine now too? Like, think our time we was growing up, we was watching the Randy Mosses, the Terrell Owens, the Chad Ocho Cincos. We was watching all these guys, so many more others. I'm forgetting the list right now. Just great wide receivers, and now about to watch another time where we got the Justin Jeffersons, we got the Tyreek Hills, the Jaden Waddles, we're going to the Marvin Harrison Juniors out here. This is about to be the Chases out here doing everything too. So like Jamar Chases. So it's like, bro, this is about to be an exciting time to watch some wide receiver play out here, bro. It's about to be a whole nother era of wide receiver play.
Yeah, Mama Ellison says, has there ever been a father and son Hall of Famer before? I don't know. That's a damn good question, though. I don't think there has been. Has there, Firestone?
I don't know. I don't know if it would be like player son. I don't know if that would. If there would be one, I would think there'd be like coaches.
What about the
maybe.
Matthews? Did Bruce Matthews' son make? Is he in? Is it Bruce? Isn't Bruce Matthews' son? Didn't he play in the league?
Are they both?
Clay Matthews. Yeah, Clay Matthews.
Are they
Okay,
both?
did he make the Hall of Fame? Or isn't he?
No, Clay Matthews. He's still. I don't even think he's eligible yet. I don't even think he's.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. I ain't seen.
I don't even think he's. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's. I don't know if that. Yeah. But yeah,
Three of fathers and son have been inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Did you look it up?
As contributors, but none have played or coached in the NFL. So, Tillman Wellington Mara of the New York Giants, Art and Dan Rooney of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Ed and Steve Sabol of NFL Films. So, not players, people within.
So Marvin Harrison Jr. They could probably be the first. They could probably be the first. You know, so I just feel like, man, Marvin Harrison Jr. is about to kill it from day one. Day one, I think and this is a hot take. I think day one, Marvin Harrison Jr. is the top 15 receiver in the league. You know,
I can say it though.
Top 10. Ain't no telling.
I didn't want to throw 10 in there because I just feel like, man, there's 10 great wide receivers right now, man. That you're gonna have to respect. You feel me? And Nico Collins,
RJ wanted a hot take. RJ wanted a hot take. He didn't want a Mike Vrabel seat hot take.
Yeah, he wanted to take his shot, man. But hey, let's go ahead and throw this last question out there.
Hey, Rock, real quick. Can I just throw a bomb into that last question? Just
go ahead.
I don't know if we're pressed for time or anything. No. I do want to kind of be I'm not doing it on purpose, but the comment that his dad made, I think it's within a reason. When I hear that, it seems like y'all are all like for it. I'm for it to a certain extent, but as far as like the diva thing, I think there's a fine line with that. I get like, look, when I play,
hold that thought. That's perfect right there. That's exactly what we're gonna get into.
Okay,
that's exactly what we're gonna get into.
Okay, sorry.
What makes a rookie. Not rookie, but comparing what makes a wide receiver a dog and what makes them a diva. And like you said, it's a fine line between the two, a very fine line. So
and RJ brought an actual dog for it too. Look at that.
Yeah, I doubt it. I'm sorry. He's acting a fool right now. So
Hey, we talking about dogs and divas. Might as well bring the dog on, bro.
Right?
Go
Come
yeah,
on.
he's acting a fool. That's why
Yeah,
let him
RJ,
put
show
on
him what a
mute,
dog
man.
look
And
like.
let him himself. So
That's actually
But
perfect,
yeah,
man.
go ahead. Talk to
So
him,
thank
Tyler.
you actually for stopping me because I didn't know where we were going with that, but I'm glad I knew we were going to bring this up tonight. So yeah, I think like I said, there is, like you said, a fine line. So obviously I didn't do anything but play high school basketball, and this is like a terrible analogy, but I'm just saying, like, yes, I led the state in threes my senior year, right? Okay, I was that guy at the end of the game that I was like, at the end of the game, if the game's on the line, give me the ball. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, absolutely. But I think there's a fine line between when you turn into a diva and to when the game's on the line, or like you said, or like all of you guys said. I understand, like, if you know, and you're a Hopkins, you're a Harrison, you're a Tyreek Hill. If you're that good and your stats prove that, and you've proven it year after year, I get getting frustrated and being like, get me the ball. I've got a mismatch. I'm blowing past my cornerback, and the safety sure ain't got shit on me. I get that. But when he was like, hey, I only caught 5 balls for 70 yards. Well, I wish he would have said, like, well, did we win or lose that game? Because if we won that game, I don't know why we're bitching. Because at the end of the day, we all want a damn Super Bowl, right? Thanks. So I think there's a fine line when it and honestly, like, as far as like, I couldn't put myself in that shoes because obviously I'm not a Hall of Famer like Marvin Harrison. But I don't know if that's like when he's like, I want my son to like, and he was like, yeah, I want him to like call for the ball and go into the coach's office and say, I kind of had issues with some of that, man. I'll be honest with you. And I got a son myself. And I don't know. I just, like I said, I'm not an athlete to the extent of obviously doesn't even like, you know what I mean? So like, I don't have that comparison, but at the same time, I kind of felt wishy-washy about that interview. And I mean, you look at AJ Brown was great for us, right? What did he do? He went over to Philly. Absolutely. Great for fantasy. Killed it. But then he was like deleting shit off. Like, I don't need the deleting shit off your Instagram. Let's take names off. Like, he did the same shit here. Like, why are we doing all of that? Like,
he just got extra antics that go along with on top of him being a dog. I think AJ Brown is both. I think he's dog and diva. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll call for the ball at the right times, but he come with extra baggage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but so the issue I have, like, this is not the UFC. It's not fighting. You don't have to promote yourself a certain way in the NFL like you do in like boxing or like, MMA or something like that. It's different. It's like, yeah, they want to see like the back and forth. Like, yeah, of course we do as fans, but as far as really getting asses in the seats, that shit's going to happen anyway.
Yeah. I think true. It's like following, not to cut you off.
No, I'm done. You're good.
No, it's either be Chad Ocho for me or you're going to be Antonio Brown. There's a way that you can go out there and say these things, do these things, and but still be about the team rather than like Chad Ocho was. He still talked. He did his little sideline antics, Hall of Famer jacket, get your popcorn. But Chad would also be the type that first 2 years of his NFL career, he's sleeping in the locker room. He don't even have an apartment. So he's staying there all the time. He's putting in the work.
100%.
He's going into the coach's room like, okay, I'm not happy with last performance. How can I get the ball more? Not, hey, you need to give me the ball more, but hey, all right, how can I get the ball more? What do I need to do? Where do I need to fit in? Teach me the system a little bit more. I need the ball more. How do I get the ball more? Where Antonio goes to press conferences and he starts throwing people under the bus and Big Ben about his podcast. Those are those different. You can be that diva-ish mentality, but have that dog to understand how to step up and be a leader. So you're right. You find that fine line. Are you going to be Chad Ocho or are you going to sit here and be Antonio Brown?
Last thing real quick, then I will shut up.
Nah, you good.
Sorry, man. I have a lot of like this, like when you sent me the thing about this show, I was so also like I was thinking like, and yeah, I am, the Texans. I'm just gonna bring them up real quick. Their receiving core right now, And with how the attitude has been of Stroud and how we know what Diggs's history is. And when I heard that interview, I'm thinking to myself, okay, Stroud's, he's obviously thinks he's God's gift to earth. Well, at least the shit that I've been hearing, that's what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Diggs is going to complain about not getting the ball. And it sounds like he's going to, and here's the thing with Diggs and him complaining. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, you got Josh Allen as your quarterback. Yeah, he makes some dumbass decisions sometimes, as Allen, and now you got Stroud. I don't think Diggs is going to kill it for the Texans like the Texans fans think that he will. Hot take, but that's truly what I believe. All right, I'm done. Sorry, guys.
I mean, I look at the Texans, man. I look at CJ Stroud, man. It's just like, the CJ Stroud got a little diva in him, man. And I know Texas fans ain't gonna want to hear it, man. They think that this guy is Jesus Christ and reincarnated, man. But at the same time, like, dude is on these podcasts, man, putting a target on himself, man. And then you got like, look at these personalities they have in their locker room, man. Like, these aren't good personalities, man. Like, like, these guys are top. I think they are on top of the world. They're not going to be handled. They're not going to be able to handle them losses they're going to take this season, man. I'm gonna let you know now, man. They ain't gonna take getting humbled, man. And it's gonna be fun to watch, man. We in Titan fan gonna enjoy it.
I think they'll
self-implode.
No, I'm done. I just said I think they'll self-implode. I really do.
Yeah, they're gonna go up against a bunch of teams with a bunch of dogs on their team. And speaking of dog or whatnot, going back to Marvin Harrison, I think Marvin Harrison was more dog because, like I said earlier, I didn't think this guy ever talked, and you damn sure didn't see him doing any jaw jacking with Peyton Manning on Sundays. So I think those guys right there, they got that real dog mentality. Like, they going back telling their quarterback, telling their coach, like, hey, I got to get this ball, y'all. Can y'all help me get this ball? Like, what do I need to do to get this ball? Yeah, they having those discussions. That's what a receiver's supposed to do. Now, what a wide receiver doesn't supposed to do is the shit that Stephon Diggs does on Sundays. When he ain't getting the ball 10 and 12 times, he's going off, he's snapping at the quarterback, he's snapping at the coaches. A diva is what Odell Beckham was in his prime. Kicking over the field goal net, throwing temper tantrums right and left just because things aren't going his way. The whole diva thing is toxic. And I've said it before in the past, like, shit, the Titans need a diva. I ain't gonna lie. It's so bad right now. Hell, I'll take a Stephon Diggs on this team just to, give ourselves, that type of wide receiver. That wide receiver with that mentality, like, get me the damn football. We had it with AJ, but you know what I'm saying. I think, and how I feel about AJ, I think AJ is the perfect example for this topic tonight because he's that thin line. Like, we seen AJ the dog out there. We seen him like go over and tell Mario, hey man, throw that damn ball, man. Come on, man. Just get it to me, bro. He wasn't really toxic towards his teammates with the Titans, but in Philly, that's a whole nother different thing. You'd have seen him snapping off on the coach, snapping off on Jalen Hurts, and up over there deleting tweets and doing all kinds of other crazy shit. I mean, he's on his diva shit right now.
And I just want to know is like if Diggs is going to be able to control his diva stuff and turn it around kind of like OBJ did. Remember, OBJ had these same antics. He had him in the damn kicker net, bro. Always had his issues with the damn kicker net, been proposing to the damn thing, going kicking it, getting hit in the face with it. He always had those little antics. But as he got older, it started to stop, and he wasn't as good as a wide receiver as I thought he was going to be. But at least those diva antics started to stop and slow down. So for me, is this going to be Diggs his entire career, or are we going to learn how to channel that frustration into a better way so the team understands? Like, we got to mature at some point and realize that even though I'm frustrated in this moment, we got to figure out how do we get results from this frustration in that moment. Because clearly the way you've been handling on the sidelines in the past couple of years with the past couple of teams isn't the way you need to be handling it. So how do you handle this frustration moving forward? So is he going to be able to turn around like OBJ, or is he going to be stuck here constantly being toxic?
And see,
I'll
that's
say
the
this
thing
though.
with
Whenever
OB.
your
Go
antics,
ahead, RJ.
I was saying, whenever your antics become newsline stories, whenever they become the reason why people watching you for your antics, I think that's when you become a diva, man. I think that's what I was watching OBJ for. Not only was he a phenomenal talent, he would bring extra baggage to go along with what he's already doing with the end zone. Well, ain't nothing wrong with the end zone celebrations, but the sideline antics, it was always a big storyline with him. That had nothing to do with him being great as a football player. You get what I'm saying? And the same way with AJ Brown in Philly, like it started off with how great he was on the football field to doing other antics in the locker room that was getting him, you know what I'm saying, that was messing up his image, you know, and making people in Philly not like him, you know. So it's like, but granted, Philly has they have a bigger market than us, so they people are really, really on him about the locker room stuff, you know.
Yeah, I'd much
And
rather
Steve,
be your
go ahead.
antics. I'd much rather your antics be the Richard Sherman going up to Tom Brady. You mad, bro? I'd rather they be those type of antics than you kicking the damn kicker net and all that type of stuff. Go ahead, Marako.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was the thing about Stephon Diggs is versus OBJ. Steve, OBJ has had a humbling experience in the NFL versus Stephon Diggs, who hasn't had that humbling experience. I mean, OBJ got traded away from a place that he thought he was the king of. He thought he was the king of New York, and they shipped him to Cleveland, and things didn't go how people thought they was gonna go. And then he went to the Rams, had the whole ACL injury or whatnot. Didn't he have it with the Rams? ACL injury. Yeah, he had it. It was the it's the Super Bowl. He, what I'm saying, went through all of that right there. Yeah. I mean, he got a Super Bowl ring and couldn't, finish the game. And once he came back, he still, what I'm saying, pulled his little veteran stunts or whatever. But it wasn't near close to, the diva shit. It was just an old veteran trying to trick the younger guys or whatever. And Stephon Diggs, he hadn't went through any of that. I mean, him sitting up there watching Kansas City celebrate an AFC championship or whatnot, that's not a humbling experience to him. Yeah, to him, that's not humbling to him. But for Diggs to get up out of that diva shit that he's in, he's going to have to go through something similar to Odell Green. I'm going to say Odell Green Beckham. But
damn, that's a name I ain't heard in a hot minute. Holy shit.
Ooh, I need to put some respect on that man.
OBB.
Yeah, I need to put some respect on the man. Odell is not that bad. No, even at his age right now, Odell, he's going to do some significant work over there in Miami. But like I was saying, man, Diggs hadn't went through any of that stuff yet. And until he does, he'll continue being the Stephon Diggs that's always snapping on his quarterback, snapping on his coach, just because he's not having his way in the ball game.
Yeah, because you're right about that. Because those AFC losses, yeah, they hurt, but that's a team loss. That's not something that, like you said, OBJ got traded from the place he thought he was the king to one of the worst franchises that at the time that everybody was the laughing stock. You went from king to, oh man, well, I done went to the jester team. This is some bullshit. So he hasn't had nothing. And even this situation with him getting traded to Texans, oh yeah, cool. But didn't he get traded from Vikings too? He didn't get free agency, right?
He got traded to Buffalo from the Vikings.
You've been traded twice now, and then you got traded to Texans that then voided your contract and still paid you for everything. So you still don't feel like anything bad's happened to you yet. So I get that. You got to have some type of a humbling experience, and it hasn't happened to him yet. And shout out 615 Podcast. I see him.
We got your partner in crime in the building, Tyler.
I was about to say, he said Diggs is a diva, and I was.
I think he's a like diva. This. I mean, he's proven time after time that he's a diva, man. I don't know what these Texan fans are smoking. You know what I'm saying? That they just believe that this guy's just gonna make a 180 just because he's playing with the Texans. Like, nah, he's about to be the same player once he get to throwing the Tank Dell and Nico Collins too many times. He gonna snap, and especially if it ain't working. Oh yeah, he gonna snap. He gonna snap on
And Dalton
CJ.
Schultz.
Just them two personalities together. I don't know, bro. CJ Stroud and Stephon Diggs, they are about to clash, bro.
Yeah,
they're gonna start off good.
Let the
Remember,
Texans make it to a
said on
wild
podcast
card
they're gonna
round
start
and
off good.
lose.
Also, you know, while we're on this topic, as we're talking about the Diva and that situation too, I'll pose the question to you guys as well. Actually, I know my answer. I would rather have my dog my dog Diva, whatever you want to call it. I'd rather have it on defense than offense, but that's just my opinion. Like some people like said a bunch of shit. I loved Richard Sherman. Like I did. I liked how he was, like, you know, Ray Lewis. Like, even though I can't stand the Ravens, I can't help but say I didn't like him, you know, which is,
you respected him.
It kills me to say that because
James Harrison as well.
I can't stand him. But you know,
if you're gonna have all that crazy stuff, I'd rather see it on defense as well.
Yeah,
I mean, you want
exactly.
dogs on defense, man. I want my defense to be respected, you know, and that's why I like Denard Wilson, because I mean he coming in from day one letting you know you need to be on your shit.
He said the word violent. He said this defense is going to be violent. Those were his exact words.
Yeah. And that's Jeffrey Simmons' MO, violent. So giving Jeffrey Simmons a defensive coordinator that plays to his strengths, which is being physical. And I mean, I only see great things happening for this defense. At first, I was kind of concerned with the whole, you know, pressing so much thing or whatnot. But I mean, look, man, we got the cornerbacks to do this shit now. I mean, I just had to snap up out of this old Titans mentality of playing 10 yards off the wide receiver and shit, and just understand, like, hey, we got them dudes. They can run with these wide receivers. They can get in these wide receivers' heads. They can do work. Now, we need some depth on the D-line. We need some more depth, most definitely. But, you know, those guys up front, Jeff Simmons, and we can, you know, get Sweat to going too, along with Sebastian Joseph Day. I mean, look, man, this defense right here has an opportunity to do some great things.
You know, I was listening to the OTP interview with Wilson today, actually, like a couple hours before we actually, you know, did this pod. I did not realize the connection with. So he coached with Jeff Fisher, and our linebacker coach also coached with Jeff Fisher. I feel bad as a Titans fan because as a fanatic like I am, I felt like I should have known that. And I must have missed that part of the information. But so I'm in my head, I'm like, we're talking about maybe he has a little bit, maybe we can see a little bit of that old magic come back, you know?
They just got announced that Marcus made to Miami.
Oh,
thank you, Lee.
Breaking news?
Thank you, brother.
Yep. 615.
Lee broke some news.
Let me get to see it on Twitter. You know, not saying I mess with you 615, man, but at the same time, I gotta hear it from Adam Schefter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jordan Schultz, he'll have it up there, but
Jordan Schultz. Okay. My bad.
Yeah, he got it. It's up there. Former Jets and Saints safety Marcus May is signing with the Dolphins, per source. May had multiple teams interested, but loves the roster in Miami and wants to be a part of a Super Bowl contender, which he believes Miami is. Hey, let's keep our fingers crossed for Justin Simmons then. I mean, it is what it is. Shout out to Marcus May. Congrats to him, man. I want to see him do good things in Miami, except for when he plays the Titans.
Yeah, and shout out Jordan Schultz there for breaking that news as well, and 615 Podcast bringing it to us.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all ready to wrap the show up for the night, or y'all want to talk some more?
I'm good.
Yeah, wrap it up, man. We've been on for hour 15.
Damn, we gotta say this shit because, man, after this week right here, it's gonna be a long ass 30 days, boy. I tell you, I hate this time of year, bro. I really do, man.
I love
We
how
need a
literally
7-on-7
have
tournament, man. Not the NFL
Man,
needs a
look, man.
7-on-7 tournament, bro. Like where like we can see like Will Levis play against the, you know what I'm saying, the other team 7-on-7. Like, you know, it'd be fun, man. Something to look at, bro, until it's time to, you know, OTA.
bro. You know how
that only means one thing.
Bro, you know how
Go ahead.
unpredictable this football shit can be. We're sitting here talking on the podcast. Hey, safeties ain't gonna be signed. They ain't in no quick hurry. They ain't gonna sign to training camp. Breaking news: 1 hour later.
Yeah, man.
You just never know what you're gonna do. You gotta stay on your toe. You gotta report the best you can. Get all the info that you best can. But man, only the people know what's in the rumors, what's going on, and you can report it as accurately as you possibly can.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, Corey, you know it's gonna be dead. We gonna keep it. We gonna keep this thing rocking and rolling. Though we gonna find us something to talk about. God dang it! Even if we all have to dress up with Mickey Mouse costumes on, and you know, not black, but what, blue, red, white, whatever color your beard was, Firestone. We probably have to do all that. We probably don't have to eat some
Otherwise, we ain't doing no bet.
Wait a minute.
We haven't been clashing. We haven't been clashing this offseason. I think we're pretty much on board about what the Titans are doing. So that's why we ain't did no bets, man. Usually we have the bets lined up, man, so we can laugh at each other. You know, I was in that Mickey Mouse costume.
We'll lose shit. I ain't ready to eat no more mayo.
Season was rough, bro. Oh, I had to bet against RJ just to win one. Ain't that some shit? But the podcast was like 0 for 4 on bets last year, man.
Yeah, the Titans kept letting us down. Like,
man, I'm sitting in a little bit right now, man. Man, shout out to my guy Jay on Twitter, man. I got a bet going with him, man. He think Derrick Henry gonna have over 1,300 yards. I think he's not gonna have 1,300 yards. And whoever loses the bet has to buy the winner their drink of choice. Friendly bet. Friendly gentleman's bet. I'm all with that, but I'm not gonna get into no betting, no Cash App or none of that other foolish ass shit because I don't trust people. No more mayo. But you know what I'm saying? Friendly drink or whatever, man. I mean, I told Jay, if Derrick Henry doesn't rush for these 1,300 yards or whatever, man, give me kind of 1,800 or a 12-pack of Michelob Pure Gold. That's what I drink. So if he wins, I think I'm gonna have to get him some Hennessy or something like that. I forget what he said he wanted.
You know,
go ahead.
I was thinking about that, man. Like, honestly, I'm very curious. At first, I was like, oh, they're going to be world beaters. I'm actually curious if having Henry on that team hurts them more than it helps them. And I know people are going to be like, oh, but actually, are they going to try to overfeed him like they did? I'm just saying,
sometimes you get shiny new toys and you try to do too much with them, and that's going to be the case. How are you actually going to use Henry? Because it looks nice on paper, like you should dominate. You should do very well with this offense, Lamar and Henry in the backfield. But how's that actually going to play out? Because we saw when Tannehill came out here and tried to force shit to D-Hop and how that looked. But then Will Levis came in here and was just on cue with D-Hop. So it's just how you going to actually use him is what we're going to see.
I mean, Levis made NWI look like. I mean, seriously, like.
Yeah, you see Lamar getting lighter too, man. So I think Lamar's gonna try to get back to running the football, in which, man, look, man, I'm gonna say this, and then we gonna go ahead and wrap this thing.
You got one more thing too before we wrap up too.
Yeah, we do. So I just don't see these 1,300 yards and how they gonna make that happen, because if Derrick Henry's rushing for 1,300 yards, I mean, obviously Lamar isn't going to be throwing the ball like that, and we know that Derrick Henry has to get the ball a certain type of way. I mean, yes, he can run some out of shotgun, but you can't just sit up and run Derrick Henry out of shotgun all game long and expect him to be Derrick Henry. No, you got to put this guy in the backfield, line him up behind the quarterback, and let him get ahead of steam and get his damn yards. That's how Derrick Henry is going to eat. And I don't see the Ravens playing that type of football going forward. But Firestone, go ahead.
The difference is on that, though, is also Henry has something in the backfield out of a shotgun that he's never had before either, which is a legit running ass quarterback that got speed and know how to make skills too. So them options are he might be able to figure out how to run out of a shotgun a little bit better. And those option plays might not be so Lamar Jackson heavy anymore like they used to be. Like 75% of them balls was going to Lamar Jackson. He's going to have to learn, let Henry have it, even if it looks like a hole that is closed. Derrick Henry might be able to open that thing up. Let's let him take the blows instead of me now. So that's going to be the difference for Derrick Henry, is he might actually have a QB that makes defenders second guess on those options so he can break free.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, man. I do believe they're gonna have the meanest read option in all of football, probably history. You know, the read option ain't been around that long, so I feel like this is the best read option we've ever seen. You know, so we'll see.
Bro, one of our first ever podcast episodes, we was on here teasing about Lamar, the Titans getting Lamar and having Lamar and Derrick Henry with that RPO option. That was one of our first episodes on this podcast. And yet,
it just happened. Because, the Titans would have done that shit. The Titans would have figured out how to run fucking Derrick Henry and Lamar, because if the Titans don't do shit else right, them motherfuckers gonna find a way to run the football.
Bro, they would have fucked it up by putting Derrick Henry in a wildcat and then throwing Lamar out there at wide receiver.
It just blows my mind.
We would have been running the wing tee and shit.
Man, look, man, this shit would have goddamn looked like
they would have made it work. I'll say this, man. I just don't get it. Our rivals act like Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears about to be trash. They not worried about our running game. And I was like, what part of the history of the Tennessee Titans have you never been worried about our run game?
Exactly.
Like, what part of the history have you ever we ain't worried about the Titans run game? I said, okay. I said, so y'all just dumb today, you know?
Yeah. They looking at Tomlin Pollard thinking, he's coming off that season with Dallas and think he's going to get up over here with the Titans and do the same. Look, man, the Titans even when the Titans ain't trying to have that type of running back, they end up with a damn good running back, man. I mean, come on, y'all. I know y'all remember them days of what's his face, of Chris Brown and shit, and Lindale White coming in. Lindale White, he was, CJ Bass, I mean, he was still coming games, goddamn, get 150 and 180 and running over dudes and shit.
I just don't get it, because at this point, it's like, why? We're the one franchise you don't doubt when it comes to running the ball. It is literally the only franchise, and when it comes to running the football, we don't know how to do it. And we always get the best of our running backs. So,
Corey, that's great.
Yeah, man. We would have made that shit happen. And just like Ruddy said, hell, Travis Henry ran for $1,000 with the Titans. Thank you. I mean, shit. Like I said, even when we ain't just trying to have that type of running back or whatever, we end up having a damn good running back, man. So, I mean, I think these people need to understand, man. It would not surprise me at all if Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard combined for 1,600 yards amongst the two. I mean, it's the Titans. So, I mean, you got to expect anything when it comes to the running back position.
Yeah.
Bro, and I don't know if you saw the OTA clips and voluntary workout training. When Pollard was out there doing his jukes, bro, that man, he telegraphs to other places. He just teleports over there, bro. He sit there, shoof, and he's gone, bro. It's almost like watching Barry Sanders a little bit again with how he jukes. He's just, you're there, you close your eyes, and then the dude ain't in front of you no more. He is quick, and his reaction skills is very, very fast. Watching those videos, I was like, oh shit, man, he got quicker skills than I realized.
Nah, yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. We said we wasn't gonna talk no more. Goddamn, we probably done gave you a whole another 10 minutes. Hey, week 1. Well, week 2. Titans home opener. That weekend right there, y'all need to get y'all ass to Mr. Titans event over at the Rudder. I mean, he going on year 4 right now, man. And if you haven't been to a Mr. Titans event, you most definitely bullshit. You need to get over there to the Rudder, and you need to come out kick it. I mean, they gonna have the DJs there. You never know who's going to pull up. I mean, former players. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to call us celebrities or anything like that, but Titans content creators. I mean, just who's who amongst the Titans community will most definitely be out there at the rudder. So make sure you follow Mr. Titan on all his social medias and stay updated to what he got going on with that event, because I'm telling you, man, it is most definitely a damn good event. Hey, fellas, it's been real tonight. Tyler, tell the people where they can find you, what y'all got going on. I know y'all got y'all show tomorrow going on, but I'm gonna let you tell the people about the show tomorrow.
Absolutely. So tomorrow night, me and Lee, we will be live at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Last week, we tackled the offense, like I said earlier. This week, we're tackling the defense. We go over surprise cuts, X, Y, and Z, things like that. So please come check us out tomorrow night, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
For sure, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow Tyler on all his social media platforms. Make sure you follow his amazing co-host Lee on all his social media platforms. Tune in to the 615 podcast tomorrow night. Tune in to all the Titans content creators of content, man, because I'm telling you, we're going to find the damn way to get to training camp. I mean, these next 30-something days is going to be long as hell, but we gonna find a way to get them what the hell.
You ain't lying, bro. Holy shit, you ain't lying. We gonna find a way.
It ain't gonna be long. Hell, we may have to talk about goddamn Terry Robisky again. Goddamn, what y'all calling biscuits or whatever.
I'm sure
we might have to talk about biscuits and Malloy. We might have to talk about Kid Wizard Hunt. We might have to talk about the Music City Miracle. But goddamn, we gonna make it to training camp one way or another.
See, but Marako doing this, man. The next week, is somebody either gonna get hurt, somebody we gonna trade somebody, or we gonna pick up somebody. We gonna have plenty to talk about next week. I'm calling it out. I'm calling it out. He over there jinxing it. we remember we used to do this all the time.
We gonna find somebody, and that's what it's gonna be. I mean, it's the type, man. Even with this off season that we done had, I mean, it's bound to get slow. Right around this time.
I'm cool with slow right now, man. Because once training camp comes, man, it's finna be picking up. We're gonna be on here talking for 2 hours.
Yeah, it needs to be slow, man.
We just save our energy now when we ain't got nothing to talk about. And then when the training camp starts, we're gonna be here talking about every little thing possible. So
yeah, we're gonna be talking about EA Sports college football, man. As we get updates on the football game or whatever, we're gonna be talking about that shit. We're gonna be talking about all the Madden shit or whatever. We're gonna find the way, god dang it. Trust and believe.
Bro, I'm ready for college football, bro. I'm so ready.
I like college football more than I like Madden. I'm sorry. I like NCAA before Madden any day of the week. Madden cool,
Yeah, bro, my birthday is this month, and I'm still like, come on, hurry up, June. Get the fuck over with. Let's say July here. Let's hurry.
Marako, it actually the new NCAA game comes out the day after my birthday, so I'm actually
Yeah. We're gonna be locked in. My birthday on the 14th, so shit. Hey, we're gonna be ready for that. Goddamn, that's gonna be my little birthday present to myself. I'm gonna go ahead and pay miles on all. I gotta go get the disc though. I'm old school. Goddamn, I'm old head around this motherfucker. I gotta go get the disc just because, man. I want that whole nostalgic feeling of
If there was a Tennessee player on the front, I would have bought it. I'm good. I said there's a Tennessee player.
Talking about he got to be a ball player on there, man.
They didn't put no volunteers on the front though.
Out of 10 years, and you talking about
what are you doing, Tyler? I can barely see that.
He's showing the
I'm gonna go get the actual physical copy. That's spoken like a true man that has no kids whatsoever in their life. I had that shit, bro. They scratching, breaking that shit up. Ain't no way in hell I'm getting a disc. Hell no.
Look, man, even if I had some kids, goddamn, I'll tell them, hey, man, y'all get y'all ass over there and sit down somewhere. It's probably a good thing I ain't got kids with this game coming out, because I'm telling you, let me shut up before I say something that may give me counsel, man. But hey, great show tonight, fellas. Thank y'all for watching. Hey, make sure you go and, fuck with all our sponsors, man, because our sponsors is legit. You know what I'm saying? We stand behind all of their products. Y'all have a blessed week. We'll see y'all on Friday. And tighten the fuck up. Let's go.